Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the sixth grade concept of writing one variable equations and inequalities. This is standard 6.9a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 17 of the 2025 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called drag and drop. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, we will look at our answers together. So drag and drop, we actually are going to be building an equation here, or an inequality actually, and you notice that I cannot put the addition or subtraction sign over in the right, so I'm going to need to put that in the left. So that they have narrowed that down for us. And obviously, if we try to move on without using both, we are going to get an error message. And interestingly, if I use these inequality symbols, whether greater than, less than, or greater than, less than, or equal to, I can only put those in the right. So they do give us 6 options, but we can only put add or subtract in the left box and the inequality on the right box. And this is actually only a 1 point problem. Even though there's 2 blanks, you can't have one right and one wrong and still get the correct inequality. So let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Kevin has a maximum of $28 to spend. Okay, so this is his max. He will spend $15 on a movie ticket, so I'm going to circle that. There's my $15. And he can spend the rest of the money on popcorn and drink. Okay, so Y is going to be popcorn and drink. Okay, so Y is my popcorn and drink. Now, remember my 2 options here are subtract and add, and then I've got my 4 inequalities that I could choose from here. Let's think about it. When he has a maximum of $28, if we were to draw a number line here, okay, here's my 0, here's my 28, and that's the maximum. That means that we cannot do anything greater than that. So we need to be less than 28. But simply less than or less than or equal to, can we include 28? Well, didn't say anything about Kevin needing to bring change home. So we need to assume that Kevin can literally spend all $28. So instead of it being an open circle, if we were to graph this, it would be a closed circle because Kevin can spend up to $28, which means he can actually spend $28. What he cannot spend is $28.01 or anything greater than that. So this is actually going to be a less than or equal to, because we've got that closed circle. He could spend anything less than that. Well, what makes up this money right here? Well, we already know that $15, so I'll put that right about here, is our ticket. Okay, so this is already taken up. That's our ticket. Can't do anything about that. So what's left? Well, we've got this. This is about 13 bucks, right? 13 bucks, and we've got the rest for popcorn and a drink. Now, is Kevin going to spend exactly 13 bucks? Probably not. There's going to be tax. He'll have a few cents left, but he can spend up to that $13, right? So how are we going to get these two to get from 15 and this possible 13 to get up to 28? Would we don't know that, we know it's possible of 13, but we don't know he's going to spend 13, so instead we're going to do Y. So we know the max is 13, but it could be Y. So what are we doing with 15 and Y to get up to that 28? Well, seems pretty obvious here. We're going to take our 15, we'll take our Y, we're going to add those. And if those two are less than or equal to 28, then Kevin is fine. He has not spent more money than he actually has. So instead of subtracting, we are going to add. Drag that in right there. So here's our drag and drop. Here's our completed equation. Kevin's got a total of $28. He can spend less than or equal to that amount. How he gets there is he takes the $15 ticket. He adds Y, which is the amount of money he spends on popcorn and drinks, and he's got his money. So this is a 1 point problem. To get both points, you need an addition symbol and a less than or equal to.